I'm gonna have to do my bounty hunter stuff. I'm gonna have to go back to the registry, and when this guy leaves the registry, I'm gonna physically have to apprehend him now. That's what we're gonna do today. What's going on, guys? Josh with Accountability for All, and today we're following up with the report that we just made when we were assaulted at that friggin' RMV. We didn't want to wait for the sergeant out in the cold, so we figured that we would just come and talk to the lieutenant. First Amendment audit / complaint? Let's take a look. Hey, we're here to speak to the lieutenant.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. We're here to speak to the lieutenant.
Okay. Anything I can help you with first or no?
No, we just had an issue and we're coming down here to follow up with it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Good take.
A little tight. What am I getting? A pound of Land O'Lakes? Holy smokes. Watch, guys, I'm already calling this. I have no idea who the lieutenant is, but he's going to come out. He's going to be super apologetic. He's going to be super nice. I don't film locally, but now, like, they...
Josh, he's wrapping up a phone call. I'll be right out after, all right?
All right, thanks, man.
You got it.
Guys, you see that? He said Josh. He's wrapping up a phone call, right? They know who I am around here, okay? And they are not going to be like the cops that are out in Alabama or out in Tennessee or even out in Boston. The police stations that are local to me do not want the issue. They do not want the issue. So I guarantee you I'm going to call it right now. They're going to absolutely be very apologetic. Watch. I could be wrong.
How are you?
Good, how's it going, man? Can I have your name, please?
My name is Mike Balsley.
Hi, so I was just at the Registry of Motor Vehicles. We were inside filming, and they didn't like that we were filming, so they called you guys. The security officer there called the supervisor, and then the supervisor let him know that we were doing this fine. At that point, you guys were already dispatched. So while we were waiting for you inside, the security guard, Roberto, comes up to me, and on film, he tells me he's gonna, if I film him without his consent, not only gonna knock the phone out of my hand, but he's gonna knock me out.
Okay.
So we get this on video, and the officer comes, we explain to him what's going on, and he tells us, oh, well, you know, just, there's nothing you can really do. If you want to go down to the court, you can fill out a complaint with them, but it was not an officer present. So I just showed you video. Now, here's the thing. It's assault to me, and secondly, like, carrying a firearm, that's your Second Amendment right. I can't be in fear just because you're carrying one, but the moment you threaten me with bodily harm, I've now, like, that's assault. And he didn't want to do anything about it. So I said, if you're not going to do anything about it, I'm just going to go place him under arrest. That's fine. I'm not scared of his gun. I'll disarm him. So I went back inside, and the officer followed me in, and then he tells this, instead of asking him any questions, not offering to file a report.
Actually, I gotta go charge my phone.
Guys, I just paused because it's personal information. So he, at this point, is not interested in taking any sort of report or doing anything about this issue.
Yeah.
The only thing he's interested in is he goes to the security guard and says, he pats him on the back and says, hey man, just go ahead and go into the break room.
Excuse us.
Like that's not an acceptable way to deal with things. He doesn't even want to do any investigation. So at this point, in front of the officer,
Yeah.
I placed this guy.
I'm sorry, I lost you because she walked by. So you went into the break room, or he went into the break room?
No, so when we go inside, I said, all right, well, if this happened out of your
Okay.
present, and you won't take any incident report, and you won't use this video as any sort of proof, why don't we ask this guy? Because I'm sure he'll be happy to tell you that he threatened me, which he did. And at this point, now we have video confirmation showing that he threatened me. We have this guy confirming that he threatened me. And the officer's response is, just go in the break room, buddy. It's all right, just walk
Not to
away.
you,
No, to the guy that assaulted me.
Yeah.
So at this point, since I see the officer's doing nothing, I read him his Miranda rights and I place him under citizen's arrest. At this point...
The officer or the...
No, I placed the security guard.
Roberto.
The guy that
Yeah.
threatened me, under citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, this officer doesn't want to do anything. He's literally doing nothing. He's telling us that we're trying to bait him.
Can I see the video?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
After he refuses to do a report, he's not going to do anything with it,
Yeah.
I demand a supervisor, okay, after I place this guy under citizen's arrest. He gets into his cruiser, and then he gets on the phone with whoever the sergeant is. He's in the vehicle speaking to him out of our site. We're going to fill out a FOIA and get those phone calls. And then he gets out of the car and goes inside and then conducts a report. Because at this point, you'll see him in the video say, oh, I know who you are. I didn't recognize you because I'm not usually in front of the camera. I'm usually behind it. So then he realizes who I am. And then things start to change. He goes inside, he speaks to this guy, he gets his information, he comes back out, and then he notifies me that he is going to conduct that he is going to write a report.
We do reports on pretty much everything here, but I can tell you there will be a report done. Obviously, you can have access to it with the Freedom of Information Act. I'm sure you know how to file for that.
Absolutely.
The advice I can give you is maybe we can email that video to him so we can put it all nice in a folder together for you.
That's fine.
We
So
can do that.
my issue is if this guy, if I'm just saying that he said this and there's no sort of proof,
Yeah.
I understand that. That's something I can pursue on my own, absence the assistance of law enforcement.
Yeah.
But I'm showing him a video. And then the guy admits in front of the police officer, yeah, I threatened to knock him out and knock his phone out.
Yeah.
Like, then now it's an officer presence. And his primary concern is to let him know to just go back in the break room and the officer will escort us out. So I placed him under citizen's arrest. So my first question is he been apprehended? Is he on the loose? Should I go look for him? What should I do?
So it's Josh, right?
Yes.
So Josh, I'm not going to get into like the legal ramification. I'm not going to answer any legal questions regarding what's going on with the case. What I can tell you is that the officer is going to document it. If you could forward him that email, that'd be awesome.
So do you think it's appropriate with the way he handled it?
I have to look. I have to talk to the officer. I can't just jump to conclusions. But this is what we can do from here. Why don't we email that to the officer? I'll make sure the
Well, I don't feel
report's
comfortable with him handling this because what I'm here to do right now is get a complaint form on him.
Yeah, let
And
me grab one.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there.
Well, after the complaint form, and after you email that to him, do you want to fill out a statement for him so you can write down what happened as well as the video?
Yeah, I'll swear under oath.
Oh, it's not under oath. It's just more of a statement, just saying that.
Okay.
What exactly happened? And
Yeah.
What's his name?
He doesn't have to identify.
No, he doesn't. I just figured my name is Mike.
No.
Tell you my name. You can write one too if you like. All right.
I'm just a witness for him. I'm just witness.
Yeah, definitely.
So let me ask you a question,
Yeah.
honestly. If you weren't there, but I'm asking if this happened, you're showing video footage, and the assailant admits while armed to threatening bodily harm on somebody, would you arrest them or tell them to go in the break room and hang out?
I wasn't there. Let me get you the information you need, okay?
So he's the public relations type of guy that'll come out to try and appease us.
Can I get the drawer?
So this guy here's the thing. I appreciate the other officer I dealt with because at least he was a piece of shit to my face. This guy's like doing like the wolf in sheep's clothing. There's an officer here named Bob. He's actually awesome. We did a video in Danvers before and they passed. Right now, not so much, okay? So nobody call the Danvers Police Department at, excuse me, officer, what's the phone number here?
The emergency line is 774-1212.
774-1212. Thanks, man. Nobody call 978-774-1212. Again, nobody call 774-1212. Nobody do it. So now I'm going to have to do my bounty hunter stuff. I'm going to have to go back to the registry. And when this guy leaves the registry, I'm going to physically have to apprehend him now. That's what we're going to do today. So now we'll get their undercovers. Yeah, put your sunglasses on, or your glasses on, man, so you can read better. Now we're going to get their undercovers on film here.
Here, Josh, here is the complaint form. If you have any questions, I can help you fill it out.
And what's that officer's name?
That's Officer Ryan Green. I can get you his
Ryan
ID.
Green?
Ask for the ID number. I'll
Yeah.
have to get you that because I don't know off the top of my head.
All right.
And then here's the civilian statement form.
Okay.
If you need more paper for that, just let me know. Here's a pen.
All right.
It's clean, so
Thank you.
no germs or anything like that.
Appreciate it.
Yep. You want to just have a seat there because he answers phone calls and stuff and it's personal information.
Just because you told me to sit, I'm going to stand because I'm not a dog.
I don't think.
All right. Piece of shit. All right, guys, so here we go. I was filming in the RMV. Roberto, security, told us we couldn't film and called the police. His supervisor then informed him we could film. We waited for police while waiting. And on film, Roberto told me he was going to knock me out and knock the phone out of my hand. Officer Green arrived and refused to take a report. Despite seeing video evidence and the suspect, Roberto, admitting guilt, he instead told the suspect to flee. I placed the suspect under citizen's arrest. Once Officer Green realized who I was, and with orders from a sergeant, he finally took a report. Officer Green was derelict in his duty. Roberto placed me in fear for my life, exhibiting threats while armed. He was disorderly and assaulted me. And on the officer complaint form, I informed Officer Green that I had been threatened with bodily harm by someone with a gun. I showed him video evidence and the suspect admitted this to the officer. At this time, Officer Green told the suspect to go and relax in the break room and refused to assist until he found out who I was. Video evidence available. We don't give names and information. We can file this anonymously. I gave them an email. Let's turn it in. Follow through. This is the officer complaint form for Officer Green, and this is the statement form of my interaction with both the suspect I was involved with and Officer Green.
All right, these both go to Lieutenant Bosley?
Those both go to Lieutenant.
All right, you all set?
I believe so. When can I come back to get the report information and to find out what's going on with that?
He's going to have to tell you that. I don't know.
All right, so yeah, I'll speak to him before I leave then. Thank you. Like, literally, he did not take a complaint until he understood who I was. Like, the police have to know you could expose them on a YouTube channel to respond to your complaint. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. When the cat's away, the mice will play. And when the big bad wolf is gone, the piggies will act up unless I come back to blow their house down. I wonder if this is a bad time to ask to go on a ride along. And I think everyone watching this video should go online to the Danvers Police Department in Danvers, Massachusetts. They should file a complaint on Officer Green. Officer Ryan Green. And I bet if we get hundreds or thousands of complaints, then Officer Ryan Green will not be violating people's rights any longer, unless it's at the checkout line at Walmart where he's checking receipts.
Sorry about that, just reading it over.
Sorry.
So what I did is I put his rank and ID number here for you, because you
Okay.
have it like I told you.
Thank you.
I signed here. I made a copy of everything for you, so you have it as well.
Awesome.
So I have my name here. Not a great signature. That's my badge. If there's any questions.
Okay.
3/11/20/1800. So what I do now is I take this complaint, I forward it to Captain Lovell.
Okay.
He's in charge of internal affairs. And then with this, what I'm gonna do with this, I'm gonna give this to Officer Green. And on a sticky card right here, I have his email address.
Okay.
If you could email him the
The
video,
video, sure.
that would probably help with everything.
Okay. But my issue is I don't want him handling the case. I don't want the officer I'm complaining about to be handling my case. I think that's definitely a conflict
Well,
of
so
interest.
what happens, no matter what, is the initial officer that was there is gonna do a report. So just forward him the information, we can go from there. And once you get the report, if there's anything, issues with it, changes, or something that didn't happen that was there, then we can address that then. So like I said, I wanna give you this information, copies of this, and everything else.
Okay. And do you think that if anyone has an issue with the way things are handled, they should go to your website and file a complaint if they feel it's necessary?
We take complaints from anybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We're a nationally accredited agency, so
Okay.
we try to do things by the book. All right, so here's this stuff.
Thank you.
I'd shake your hand, but
Yeah, I don't want to get
everything
the
going on.
coronavirus.
Yeah, exactly. All right, have a good night, guys. Okay.
All right. Hey, listen, maybe you could just let this guy know. Oh, I am going to go back to the registry. If I can find this guy, I'm going to place him under arrest. So I'm just letting you know that now. I already placed him under arrest. The doors were locked because it was closing time.
Yeah.
At this point, I've been unable to apprehend him. I will bring him directly to the police station for booking. All right, man? No, I'm not joking. I'm honestly, I'm going to apprehend him. I'm not joking. He thinks I'm joking. All right, let's find out. And that's the reason we stopped you today. Bam. Who says we don't follow through?